Yeah, I was actually busy doing stuff. I actually forgot it. Wait, let me check the stream. It gets more complicated and complicated. Uh, is it even streaming now? Yeah, it is. No, it's actually already started. Who said 9 minutes? Uh, what's going on? Telegram. Okay, well, what should we talk today about? Hmm. Basically, there's not much to talk. We are still developing all the other things I basically cannot talk about. Uh, yeah, probably it's possible next Sunday we can already trade on XDAI. Maybe. Let's see if we get it going. Yeah, Baffelman. That's the plan currently. It's not 100% official now. I'm not sure if we can make it, but that's our goal, to be ready. What do you think of Banco's release? What did they release? This Banco Vortex? Um, yeah, that's their thing. That's what I invested in the ICO 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But that's nothing new, right? Mm, it's actually DEUS design. We released it before them, basically. It's the same as the DEUS market maker. Yeah, there's really not much. I I I didn't even prepare something for today or thought about anything. So yeah, basically you can ask me stuff if you want. I wish I could tell you about what we're planned with the decentralized oracles and how it will completely basically I think from my perspective every every synthetics, every protocol, basically every project in crypto will need to use our oracles. That's what I think. Basically, look, injective is injective is not even like we shouldn't even bring injective up on the table. It's like talking about Wall Street opening a new exchange, mate. It's like, oh, there was a new stock exchange or a new stock exchange opened in New York. Are we talking about stuff like that? Are we talking about these centralized exchanges opening? Oh, there is a new ICO for a centralized exchange. Not really. Not really. I mean, injective protocol is just a Binance. It's nothing else. It's just a Binance. It's just like Binance. It's just a centralized exchange. There is nothing decentralized about injective at all. And they use order books. There is, I don't know, check out injective's order books. I mean, most of the, I realized the same for me when I was like, when I was researching projects on the surface. Um, Sometimes I didn't, I, I wasn't sure, or I didn't see what it's actually about. But look, if you go here, let's say how is the Amazon? You see this? Is does this look like an? How can we even talk about injective if we see something like that? They will like. Do you really think they will ever have 10,000 assets listed if they're order like it's on testnet, yes. But how much trading volume do you actually need across 10,000 assets? Like not even like not even IEX, okay? Not even IEX are getting good spreads on 10,000 assets. And I know it because I talked to them. Okay, I had a call with someone who is involved with their APIs so they can provide the API for us. And they told me IEX has not as good spreads as the New York Stock Exchange, okay? And IEX is a huge exchange founded in 2012 and not even they are getting it. How can injective protocol do it? It's impossible. It will not work. It will not work. It will maybe work for some major assets, okay? Maybe you can trade stocks like Amazon or Google or stuff that has a high volume also on New York Stock Exchange, like also on IEX. Like the big stocks, you can trade there without spreads. And potentially it's also the same with injective. But they will never be able to list 125,000 stocks with almost zero spreads because it's not possible. You always rely on the other party buying your stuff. How can people like how is there still projects in crypto that rely on order books? I don't get it. I cannot understand it. And how are there still people thinking that's a good model in 2021? How can you still think an order book model that we used 1,000 years ago, or maybe even longer? Basically, every trade was somehow order book managed. Like there is a person buying stuff, and there is maybe another person that is selling the stuff, and that's a trade. Automated market makers mean you don't have to rely on the other person buying your stuff. So how can we still in 2021 talk about automated market makers, bond order book exchanges? It will not scale. You will have a very big problem in the beginning, and you will never have the variety that you can offer when you're not relying on order book. So it doesn't matter if injective releases tomorrow or now. Say if even if they would release their platform now, um, mate, because the market and people are not researching enough. They're just buying what their uh, influencer tells them to buy. And they are basically bought from the protocols. They give them money so they can shill it to you. That's how it is. That's how it is. That's the reality. Do your own research. This term is not there because it makes no sense. It's there because you should do your own research, and you should basically in crypto you have the unique opportunity to understand what shapes the financial world. What shapes the what shapes the financial world? No, I didn't, CoinLord. In crypto, you have the unique opportunity to understand what shapes the financial world. And the reason why Uniswap is no, it's not next week. Okay, it's not next week. Uh, Uniswap was so popular, is so popular because it's so easy to create a market. Okay, the reason why CoinLord uh, can now flex with his portfolio on Twitter is because it was so easy with Uniswap to create a market. It's not perfect yet because you still need a lot of liquidity to actually make the markets with low spread. So it's not that efficient, but it will become more and more and more and more and more efficient. More and more and more. So and what so every project that you're following in some way that is doing something with cryptos, like with exchanges, it should be focused on an automated market maker. Otherwise, it will not scale. You will need a lot of traders, and on every pair, you will imagine like how much volume there is on the stock exchange. Not even like okay, when you have injective protocol in 500 years and there is no innovation and it's basically the only protocol that is out there, then potentially it could maybe have the volume of the stock exchange. But why in hell would you need, why in hell would you um, go and try to build a new New York Stock Exchange instead of just copying what the New York Stock Exchange is doing and copying the volume and copying the tight spreads directly into the protocol? Why would you do it otherwise? In other ways? Which one would you like? G-Man, I'm full in there. I'm probably 90% in there. Uh, what do you think about ADA and Graph? Or GRT is Graph, no? Graph protocol. The Graph. Is it the Graph? Yeah, I actually liked the Graph more without a token. So it's okay, I think. Graph is used by anyone. CoinLord likes the Graph. It helps you, definitely, because you can basically query stuff from the blockchain better. I'm not sure how it works now with the coin. ADA. Okay. I think the Graph is basically partnered with everyone. Do you still need to, when you use it now, you need to pay with pay with the token. Like when you it makes protocols, it makes the protocol somehow more complicated when you have all these. Of course, it's possible. It's all possible because basically it's all on the blockchain. But all those micro payments, they don't make sense. And if you don't have the micro payments, you basically then you need just some kind of centralized entity to to make the payment. So you need to collect the graphs Whenever there was no progress made, CoinLord. Absolutely no progress. We're just sitting around doing nothing. Um, there is basically nothing I can release yet. Yeah. I feel like yeah. I don't like it. I don't like it. I would rather tell everything every time. Um, the text speaks for itself. Yes. I'm pretty sure next week I can give you some more updates, or we are potentially already launching the 600 stocks next weekend. Maybe. I don't know yet. It's possible. Basically, I don't. I think when you're like, I think it will depend on the volume. So you can just like it's it's possible you can just pump the price here, no? Potentially. Of all my competitors gone together, which one do you like the most? Cap Finance. It's the only protocol that has somehow can. Uh, it's the only protocol that can at least five like has a chance against DEUS. Cap Finance, but Cap Finance is like the developers. They basically abandoned the project. They abandoned the project, and now there is basically no development anymore. And no, it's completely different. M3999. It's completely different. It's completely different. It's totally different. Those protocols they work all completely like different. How they work. Uh, but they all have some problems. I don't know why. Like it feels like they maybe it's because of this. Maybe it's because of this. Maybe it's because I'm I'm a new I'm new to the space, so I sat down and thought like actually uh, like I thought it through. Okay, I was like thinking how can you do it that you trade 5,000 stocks? It will not be possible with an order book. That's for sure. It will not be possible with an Oracle like Chainlink. It will not be possible with even an Oracle like Band. It will not be possible. You cannot. Basically, you can. Um, maybe I can talk like so like with. Okay, let's speak with Miro. Okay, Miro's problem is. Okay, Miro's problem is um, only the minter. It's like it's like I'm always talking the same things. I feel like I'm always talking. the same things. It's always the same. It's like, guys, okay, only the minter gets the Oracle price. Okay? Only the minter gets the Oracle price. Okay? Injective, you have an order book. Okay? What does this actually mean? You never have the Oracle price. They somehow invented a system so that you have like a range of prices, or where like there's somehow a range that is somehow tied to an oracle. Okay, so it's like, okay, you have an oracle price, and that's where the order book is related to, something like this. So there is some kind of oracle, and I ask myself, like, why? The best. I think I'm talking about this every time because you guys didn't understand. You feel like, this makes no sense. Injective is like a $400 million project. Why are they doing such a mistake? Or why are they doing it like this? Why are they not doing it the same way? And there are like, it always comes down to bottlenecks. Okay, so there are certain bottlenecks, and I have this, and all of them face them. SNX, mirror, injective, they all face the same bottleneck. And the bottleneck is basically that that you're relying on a third party oracle. It's it's always it's always the cause of the root cause of every problem. So what we from the beginning talked about was making their own oracle. So that's basic. That's the only reason. Like, if you're like shilling DEUS to someone, this should be basically the only thing you should tell him is like, look, instead of SNX uh, using other oracles, DEUS has its own. That means it has no bottlenecks based on the oracles, and it's the only bottleneck that you can get. There is no other bottleneck that you can have with trading on blockchain. It's always the oracle. So the idea is now that we have the perfect oracle solution for DEUS, we make it so that others other protocols like SNX can use also our oracles basically for free when they are providing more infrastructure to the system. So let's say, okay, currently I'm personally, or maybe DEUS is running together 30 oracles, and um, so when other protocols are using our nodes, they're paying a fee somehow. There is some kind of fee to this ecosystem, or they can just host other 30 oracles, and then they're basically not paying a fee anymore because they doubled the network size. And then at some point we can just have a completely decentralized oracle system for free. That's the narrative. Oracle system for free. Oracle. And then you will never ever need another Oracle system anymore. You can just chainlink every other project, can just shut down, and everyone just uses that one, where you can plug in every API. Everyone can host its own node. Everyone can connect to the nodes, providing the API they want. That's it. But of course, the first protocol to use the oracle's full bandwidth R is DEUS. Ah, yeah, it's an on-demand. Okay, I will just talk about it. I was working on it all week, so yeah. On-demand Oracle system for free. That's what you get. And yeah, I was researching almost every protocol that's out there banned. There is always the same people like why are you not using Chainlink? Why are you not using band? Why are you not using this? Because they don't work. I don't know why. I ask myself the question is like why are they like inventing a system that in the end maybe doesn't is not as optimum for the derivatives protocols? And maybe it's because yeah they're developing the stuff out of the perspective of an Oracle provider and not from the perspective of a protocol that needs the data. And on band you have basically you have a verification process. The price is verified before. Okay. So you have like a time of 6 seconds, maybe 10 seconds, um, until you get a price. So that's the reason why Injective and Mirror and all of them are not trading live. That's the reason why the price on Mirror Finance is not live. Why you only get a live price when you mint, because then you wait the seconds, you wait the time. That's why they built everything around this. Okay, there is this problem with the Oracle provider, and now they're building their whole protocol, and they're taking so much like how do you say it in English? I don't know. They're basically building their protocol around that problem. And for me, this was like from the beginning, this was not acceptable. I thought, okay, there is no real experience when you have like a trade and basically need to wait 10-15 seconds. So with DEUS we designed a system where you can trade instant and it gets verified later. Uh, no. Why should they build the Oracle tech I'm looking for when I built it? When we built it? Makes sense. Does it make sense? Like first of all, G-Man. Uh, it's like you're not changing the course of your project. Like band is already like where it is. They don't change their whole. They it's like they can basically stop developing band and then develop a completely new project. That's that's not how it works, you know. Uh, why did why did Yahoo not just implement the Google algorithm? Why did Bing not just? Why did the Internet Explorer not just make an Internet Explorer that somehow can load fast? You know, that's not how the world works. There is always someone doing a mistake, and then there's someone coming, making it better. So on Chainlink, you basically you never have a live price, or basically the price is never live, um, because they somehow they somehow obtain a database on chain, okay, which is the worst model you can look at. because you don't want to have a database on chain. You always want it off the chain. What you basically want is you want something similar to band, but you need to have it instantly verified and not uh, basically you don't need to wait. You don't want to wait. You need to have it instant. The price should be instant. So you should think of a way how you can make the price instantly injected and somehow later verified. That's the same. That's the same process how it works with um, validator systems and also with layer 2 solutions for optimistic rollups. They work in a similar way how our oracles work. Okay. Next week we just test it out, okay? We just trade hundreds of stocks. Yes, it's instant and proper live price. Everything else is not acceptable. Everything else is a trade-off. It's a trade-off. You're basically it's a it's not perfect. If when I design something, I always want it to be perfect. Could not live with an oracle that does not have the price instant. Never. There is always a workaround. Yeah, we could launch this month, yeah. But still not with the oracle that I just showed you. Still with a multi-signature oracle, which is perfectly fine on. But the oracle is already developed in parallel, and I'm pushing so that we're using a gossip to gossip protocol. So it's like you have like asynchronous. Every node is connecting to uh, every node. So the process is random and cyclic. How do you call it? How do you spell that in English? Azyklisch would be the German name. So it's not in cycles. It's random, which is even makes everything even better. So look, there will be no stocks on Ethereum. You will only be able to trade on XDAI. There will be no. We don't upgrade the synchronizer on Ethereum. Okay, let's do the. I check what I can like, how how close we can somehow release uh, an official description of the Oracle protocol. Okay, no marketing planned. We need to stay under the radar until we are fully developed. Fully developed. It's needed. Okay. Uh, we cannot do marketing. If you want to have a project with marketing, better go to Injective. We need to stay under the radar until we're too big to be made. Uh, yeah, and until we're too big to be killed by the SEC. Uh, is it a long-term requirement that the general purpose Oracle solution you describe are free? I don't get the question. Is it a long-term requirement that the general purpose solution you described are free for other protocols? Is it a long-term requirement? Yes? No? Can you rephrase the question? Why should we charge for the Oracle? Why? If we have the medicine to heal every person on the world, why should we charge 1 cent for it? It makes no sense. Give everything away for free. Uh, okay, let's speak next week. See you soon. About the marketing. Marketing happens when it happens. Yeah, but it's not about market cap, guys. Uh, I already said it, Robster, so that we cannot be killed by the SEC. Yeah, M3999. Um, look, you need to understand one thing. The token is not the project, and the project is not the token. The market cap has basically nothing to do with the actual project. And the market cap has also absolutely nothing to do with if you're charging a fee or not. Uh, what does uh, what does getting killed by the SEC even mean? Wait. This is what it means. In the end, the DEUS protocol needs to be completely and fully decentralized, and all of the admin controls need to be need to be burned. Uh, I'm basically I don't play a role then anymore. If all the admin keys are burned and the protocol is running, you cannot. Doesn't matter what I do then. But we could charge in fee in there. They have to pay. Um, no, this will probably completely kill. No, there will be nothing going on with the there will be nothing going on with the oracles and somehow some paid stuff. There will be a fee charged, yes, but the fee will be going to the oracle, to the node provider. There will be there will be absolutely no positive impact in any way on the DEA or DEUS price. Yeah, make a better protocol with my oracle. That's in the end what it's about, right? Coin Lord. Yes, it is, but still, we there is still some kind of like the protocol is not 100% finished. So if there would be some kind of uh, potential problem, it's just better we're completely finished, I think. If the in terms of decentralization, it's just when all admin keys are burned and everything is completely decentralized, there is potentially not even uh, attack vector anymore. Uh, yes, potentially the SEC could sue SNX, of course. I don't know, G-Man. Yeah, 100%. Chainlink is the next protocol to get sued by the SEC. Unregistered token sale. Every node is centralized. What? Where? Okay, anyway, let's see each other next time. Bye.